Happy Sunday, ladies and gentlemen. You are joined today by Harry and Joe from the Sunday Roast. How are we doing?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I am, because you've got a mask
edition. Yeah, I'm good, mate. What's going on?
Nothing much.
I've not been out of the house in 3 weeks. No, I haven't. I'm just being difficult. So what you been up to? Thank you for joining us on this fine afternoon by the time this goes
Fine Sunday afternoon.
As always, pleasure. What episode are we on? Fucking
Good question.
Oh, God.
18?
18.
18?
I was thinking about this the other day. It's almost 4 months. No, past 4 months, going on to 5 months.
Yeah, almost.
So, thanks for joining us. I hope you enjoyed last week's episode where we made a music studio with TK Lee himself. We've actually got another guest booked in, so that's taking the fuck off. I'm trying not to swear in the first 30 seconds, but whatever, it's already done. But you've crashed your drone, haven't you, which we've put up anyway.
Yeah. So you guys have just seen me professionally flying my drone around a venue yesterday for Annie's sister's wedding. I'm getting some nice shots.
Yeah, how was that? Let's inform. So, in terms of weddings and whatnot, like what happened, what went down, any funny stories, any events?
Yeah, it was good. We had so obviously, well, I'll go into the drone. So I just literally got the drone fixed. So the controller had broken, so I went to and got it fixed.
Yeah.
Worried that I wouldn't get it back before Friday. Came back Thursday. Got it right up. Doing some nice shots of the venue. Flipping sneaky tree. Sneaks up on it. Sneaky Jeeves and the sneaky tree.
Yeah.
Panning round, and the flipping drone is so annoying because they have like sensors like 5 meters and 10 meters, so it's supposed to be able to sense something. But I was flying it, and it was with beep beep beep. I was like, oh, for fuck's sake, not again. So anyway, it that crashed and must have hit the top of the trees. Because normally, you know, when I fly them in the summer, you've got big bushy trees, they look like a big obstacle. But in the winter, when you've just got a load of little twigs, it obviously just didn't see it until the last minute.
Doesn't reg them.
So, and I was so annoyed because I knew there was a tree around there somewhere. And so that went straight into it, looked up, saw a load of people laughing at me.
Looked up? What, the birds?
No, there was like in the house, they were all like, it was Annie and a mum getting like, they're all getting ready in the bridal suite, and they were like, hey, and I was like,
oh, did you see through the suite?
Yeah, so they got like this massive suite. So yeah, Annie's sisters got married, we did the video for it.
Girlfriend. Episode...
What, when Annie comes on?
Yeah, context for any purpose.
Episode, probably in the thousands by then, when we finally get Annie to pay us a visit. So we did that. That was good. What happened? It was a really nice day. Really nice. Weather was spot on.
Cool.
But what happened? So everything was fine until later on, and someone basically so they had these massive candles, candelabras. So these massive like plastic flowers, like the centerpiece of the tables, looked really nice, and they had these huge candles. By the time it got to the evening, these candles were obviously only yay big, and when everyone was dancing, one like went right down and caught fire, so the whole like candelabra set on fire, and this guy came in.
Fireman Sam?
Fireman Allen. Fireman Allen. This one.
Yeah.
No, just some guest called Alan. Ran in, grabbed the candelabra. Yeah. Apparently the wax dripped, the plastic, like the molten plastic, like dribbled all down his hand. He's got like 3rd-degree burns all over his hand, and he just ran out and like chucked it out, because if it went up, do you know what I mean? The whole table, everything.
So it was a risk he was willing to take for the
event, and he hadn't been there that long either, and he'd been there about an hour or so, because he was like an evening guest.
Maybe that was his calling, do you know what I mean? Maybe, some people's jobs are mightier than others.
Well, apparently, he turned up, but...
he turned up. And he turned up on time.
And then, what did he get in return? The venue gave him free drinks all night. So
for his fucking scolded little hands.
Yeah, so he was apparently pissed at his face.
Yeah, because you have to think, because he got fucking 3rd-degree.
And he apparently he was literally ordering the I don't know what whiskey it was, but he was apparently ordering literally the most expensive.
It's a sacrifice whiskey, though, isn't it? You're willing to take for that.
But I don't think he realised how bad it was at the time.
Nah, he wouldn't.
He didn't realise, because now he's actually got to take time off work, because if he can't get it dirty, because if he gets infected.
He can't get dirty.
He can't get that dirty.
Yeah, I know.
So he can't do that, and the company, because it's a mix between the venue and the company that set it all up.
Sure.
So I think they're looking at potentially suing them, and they said, well, it's.
What do you mean potentially suing him?
Because he's out of work. The people that set up the candelabras and stuff like events
really?
team.
Okay. The event suing the candelabra dudes.
Yeah. So there's the venue which just set it up, and then
Yeah.
there's obviously like all the table setting and all the dressing and people and the flowers and things like that. They're a different company.
Sure.
And they obviously. Well, they'd obviously never had it before, but the candles burnt down and set fire to the whole thing. But you'd assume that would be a risk.
Do you think that was like a manufacturing error in the design, or do you think it was just waiting? It was one of those things which it was.
Well, it's something they've made, isn't it? It's just massive candles with flowers. So it's like if your candle goes all the way down and it reaches the point where there's leaves going out, like pressed against the wax. Yeah. It's just going to set on fire, isn't it?
I know, but I'm surprised it hasn't happened before.
No, but then
it happened at that wedding. And how many weddings have you been to? Quite a few now.
Yeah, well, 60, 70 odd.
So obviously, how many 60? Because you've been through 55, 60 wives.
Yeah, I've been through 60 wives.
How old are you
at 25.
Yeah. So I mean, you're smashing it, really, aren't you?
Including
Annie's
sister.
You get married like 2 times, just over 2 times a year.
Yeah. If you do it like that.
Shoot your own weddings.
Yeah. So I'm doing well.
No, you're smashing it, mate. Just keep it.
It's expensive. The last wedding, not many people showed up there.
Don't you marry rich though? And then divorce, obviously, take the profits, dump it into the next wedding, have a bigger wedding each time, so it's a scalable, profitable event.
Well, it's not really. I'm losing all my money.
Yeah, you are.
I'm losing all my money to my wives. Yeah, many times.
Okay.
But we just go bankrupt.
Yeah, it's boom and bust.
Yeah.
It's boom and bust.
It's boom and bust, the getting married every day industry.
So in terms of the wedding itself, went smoothly. No qualms.
No.
Okay, I know I'm going to not call you out as such, but you've done a lot of weddings. I'm not going to just dox your profession here because we've always flirted with it and it's becoming more apparent with the skit itself.
Yeah.
That said, Harry shoots weddings. So if you want to book, obviously go through me so I can get my 10%.
Yeah.
Basically, and obviously the other 40-50 split goes to his wife. I just did 40-50. Yeah, no, that's right. So in terms of weddings, how would you rate this wedding as a tier list, right?
Yeah.
You got your S tiers, you got your A tiers, you got your B tiers, your C tiers.
I'll be honest, it was up there. It was up there in the A and S. And I'm not just saying that because I did actually work it. I wouldn't work a wedding that I was trying to enjoy because I could not enjoy it. Like I could enjoy it, but you're like, I need to check if that's right. I need to go set up over here, and you forget that like you're just trying to do the bare minimum, but the bare minimum is literally almost making sure everything runs smoothly. So it's a really nice venue. One of the most expensive venues around here, but they got it on Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
So they got it massively discounted, and the owner's American apparently, so that's why it was hugely discounted. So
it's actually an American myth. The Friday 13th, does it stem from America or is it like a European?
I have no idea where it's come from.
That's what I'm wondering.
I have no idea where it's come from, but that's why it was. I mean, it's still expensive, but like because when you get into weddings, you got venue hire. Then you got to pay for food and staff, and that's X amount. That'd be between.
What was the budget? Would you say like average wedding budget, top tier?
I did know the average wedding budget. I think it's. I can't remember. I think it's about 20k, including things like the honeymoon.
How much of a percentage do you think is paid for by the girls?
Again, I did actually know this, but it's about. Well, there's a difference. So I get every year like.
£3,000.
Yeah, and I would live off that.
Mate,
I get
smash it.
No, I get like questionnaire, like all the stats for the weddings. So I could actually tell you that if I went and looked on my phone. But
I'm just interested.
I think it's around 40%. It's less than you would think, but then also people say. I think there was a stat that said how many were funded like by the wife's to be's family, and that was about 20% or something quite relatively low. It was about a quarter or a fifth. And then there was how many have taken family contributions, which was, I think, quite high. I think that was about 40 or 50%. And then there was obviously, and then there was other things as well. But there's actually I remember thinking that's actually quite high for people just paying for it themselves. Like I would have thought that there would be more family contributions and stuff like that. So, but then also that is only that service as well, bearing in mind that pool is only from people who have got married using this wedding service, which is still thousands of brides and grooms, but you still only particular people use that. It's called Hitched.
I've seen that.
I've seen Hitched. Yeah,
is that an app?
It's an app website. They're basically advertise.
Am I thinking of the wrong one?
I don't know.
I'm thinking of one where it's advertised like delete it after.
No. What, delete the wedding?
No, the app.
No.
Oh, right.
I don't know.
Maybe that's a funny one.
No, Hitched is it's like a wedding service. You know, like you pay, like as a vendor, you pay to be on there. People search for photographers in the area. They find you.
Like a fiver for.
Yeah, but
not so much.
There's loads of them. There's loads of them, and they're all shit. I'll be honest.
Well, the other people on there.
No, I mean they never get you anything.
Oh, right.
They're all crap because. There's loads of them around.
Nothing goes through from it.
Nothing really goes through. You get shoppers.
Yeah,
how much is this? Copy and pasted. You get about
quote seekers.
It's not worth it, and they're expensive to be on.
Sure.
Because they get a lot of hits, but they don't actually. You're just in a pool of thousands of people. So what's the point? But what were you saying about how good it was? It was good. Good venue.
Yeah, sure.
Food was really, really nice. Often you get flaky, crappy, just chicken breast.
I've only been to one wedding in my life. I'll probably only go to 1, 2, 3, 4 more.
You'll be surprised.
Counting my mates on 4 fingers. I won't.
Really?
I won't be surprised. I'll like. Actually, no, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. But
you got cousins, though, haven't you?
Yeah, shit. Yeah, forget about that.
Forget about cousins.
Got a fucking sister. Got loads of people that I forget about.
Cousins, your brothers.
Yeah.
You were kind of merging your brother and mate into one, weren't you?
I am.
You're not sure where he sits.
No, I'm not sure which one it is.
No, not these days.
Yeah, so I've been to one, so I don't really know.
Right.
And I was about 9.
Why did you go then?
Oh, it was my mum's workmate from filming something. I don't know what it was. So there was that, but I enjoyed it. It was okay.
Yeah.
But from your stories about weddings and whatnot, there are sort of archetypes of people who attend.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And I got that from just looking.
It's really interesting. If you went around family dynamics and friend dynamics, and you would be able to kind of group people off quite easily if you wanted to.
Because they're cattle.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's hard to see when you're actually in your own family. Yeah. So when you're looking at other people's, it's a lot easier because you just kind of take what they offer face value and don't really look into it. Whereas with family, obviously you know them more. But then it also depends.
Hurts your soul more.
Yeah, to know that. So, but you can always not categorize people. There's always certain type of people. There's always one drunk idiot in a friendship group. There's one guy who's off his head on gear.
Yeah.
There's that's not always, but
shout Ben.
So there's always someone. There's always a dick. And they're always either in a friendship
Jason's
group or a family.
Knob, isn't
What, at a wedding?
Yeah, he'd be a fucking knob.
Yeah. He'd take the microphone and do
a
quick
he's
speech.
one of them, and he's one of them.
There's always a guy as well that thinks he's valued more by the bride and groom than everyone, but is not really.
Is that not the best man? Is that the one behind?
What he's normally is. He's not a best man. He's not even a groomsman.
Oh, interesting.
He's normally just an average guest, friend or neighbour.
But
he's a bit pissed.
Yeah.
Fucking thanks, guys. It's so good.
Yeah.
I've had it before. The guy's done the speech. The groom's done a speech, and he's come over, put his arm around. Thanks so much, and then he goes, these guys. These guys, absolutely great. Love these guys, and they just find it awkward. It's
you're a boggo.
You're a fucking bot.
Standard motherfucking
You're just a
AI
fucking bot. Sit down and just enjoy it. It's not about you. Do you know what I mean?
They try though, don't they? The problem is you look at a wedding as well. It's you're sticking so many conflicting egos.
Oh yeah.
Even in a familial sense.
Oh yeah.
in a room. It makes me. I was thinking about it the other week when you were talking about it, and it's like, I'm sure most people won't bat an eyelid to it. You just go and you do the event, you have a good time, whatever. But fuck me, so much can go wrong, can't it?
Oh yeah.
I mean, like
one tiny thing could make the whole, like, ruin the whole day.
How's it go though? Because it's not like, you know, you go to a pub, right? You're pissed. There's loads of people there. You got not a lot in common with anyone, right? The dynamic sort of works. There's not a lot of hostility. In a wedding situation, I suppose the only thing which is stopping the bounds of hostility is the family sort of.
Yeah.
Do you get any tension between those two?
Not really. People kind of split off. I mean, you know, you get things at weddings, obviously, where you get dickheads to say something, you know, really arrogant, upset, deliberately. But generally, people are on good behaviour. It's only when you get someone that's really hammered that will just make a fool out of themselves. So,
like getting so hammered that they crash the drone.
Yeah, so hammered that they crash the drone at 10:30 in the morning. No.
You didn't do that. You got to contextualise.
No, I didn't. I wasn't drunk. What? There's so many family dynamics, but they stick to themselves, and people just don't gel out of that.
Does that come down to seating arrangement by impulse?
Yes and no, but then you've only got the seating arrangement for 2-3 hours.
Really?
Yeah, because you're only seated for 2 hours, and then so what you've got, obviously, ceremony, everyone kind of sits where they need to sit, families are split off, one on one side, one on the other, and then before that people are mingling, then after that people are mingling, then you do the family photo shoot. Again, that's like kind of separates people because they're doing the family photo shoot. Then they'll go off, and then eventually you go into the reception, sit down, and that's when you see it. So either what will happen is, well, they didn't do it this way. Normally people will be like in friendship groups or family groups or sat on one table. With Ruth and Ollie's, they split it all up, so it was almost random. So it was like, so I was sat with. Do you remember when we went to Dublin? Yes. And we met Annie's cousin.
Yes.
So I was sat next to Annie's cousin and his girlfriend. Then Annie's other cousin from her dad's side.
What's his girlfriend like?
She's nice, to be fair.
Girl.
Yeah, she's nice. Yeah. Nothing more. She's nice. Say something about her. And then you got Annie's other cousin. So like from her dad's side, and then you've got a mum's side. Then you've got over opposite the table, you've got this guy's dad, and then over there you've got their other cousin. So it's like I was like the only person that knew everyone around the table.
Jack
Do you know
what
I mean?
Master of none.
So, and that's what I imagine. So Ollie had split all his friends up because he didn't want them like getting too rowdy. They only split among like 2 or 3 tables. Yeah. But they were with like Annie's cousins and stuff like that, just to kind of. No, I mean I wouldn't have done it like that.
That'd be painful. Wouldn't
but it did work, because the thing is, it's like, well, for me as well, I was a bit up and down because I was like setting up for the speeches, making sure that everything's all right, then we went out and did some photos before the speech, so I was buying it up and down, so I wasn't sat there the whole time.
Sure.
But it's quite we've been to a wedding before where they've, for food, like when we get fed at the weddings, where they sit us on a table with guests, and that is awkward because you do not know who they are. They just ask, how's the wedding photography going? Is everyone getting the pictures done? And you're like,
What do you say when someone asks you that?
I just say, yeah, it's good.
No. Oh, hi, Harry. I haven't seen you in a while. How's that little part-time gig you've got going?
What, my girlfriend?
No, not that snow-ho. The,
No,
the actual, your profession. You've been playing around with cameras. How did you find that?
Well, I'm playing around with cameras.
No, you're normal.
Oh.
No, I'm the fucking dude who's.
How can I come back at that?
Piece of shit.
Yeah.
I'm a piece of shit.
No one has ever said that. No, I'll tell you what people do say is they go.
No, I was doing a day. Let me just.
No, they go. They'll ask it. How's the way? Oh, you do it full time.
Oh, really? That's a nice little. That's a little.
Yeah, that's a.
Yeah, that's one of them.
You do it full time.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just a fucking fanboy.
Yeah.
With all this shit here.
I'm just a major league cuckold.
Yeah, just here, just charging absolutely nothing for my wares.
Yeah, for your wares. So
that's it.
No. Okay, someone says, "How's it going?" You do this full time now. What do you say?
Yeah.
Okay.
There's nothing more to say there.
You
Because
don't, though. You must, the conversation, you must give an opener.
I sometimes don't, because
Really?
I don't want the conversation.
That's
I
interesting.
just, you have, if they ask a specific question, they don't normally open with, "Oh, do you do this full time?" Or "Have you got a lot of weddings this year?" Yeah.
No, but I'm interested at your stock responses. So,
Yeah.
how's it going?
Yeah, good. Thanks. How about you?
Yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah.
So I shut them down as quick as possible,
Go on
then
to
turn them, and they are all too fucking willing
Yeah.
to get a fucking Gatling gun going out their mouth.
If I know them and I know that they're like
Sincere.
interested in what I
Sincere.
have to say, yeah, then it's like that's fine. I people's fine.
I'm going to interject quickly before we get back to this. We didn't have a skit today. Holding hands up. Because the reason we didn't have a skit was because Harry's been busy the last couple of days shooting this wedding. I'm lying. It was one day. Felt a bit under the weather yesterday. Quarantined myself. So we're back next week. We are. Can we do the mixtape next week?
Yeah, we'll try our best.
We'll write the verses this week and we'll drop them.
Yeah, we need to actually sit down and
and
do it. But we will.
Yeah, that's fine. Next week then. Next
we'll
Sunday.
Try our best.
Sunday night.
We've got Hugh on
Sunday
next
mix.
week.
Oh, have we?
Yeah, he's coming on Saturday. Because he was like...
He was like, shout out Hugh. Hugh was like, Josh, you might not remember this because you were fucking pissed as shit. And we know you're a regular. So basically, he was like, we're going to get back to the wedding thing because I'm interested in that big time. That said, saw him in the pub, he was like, guys, I'm going to imitate you, Hugh, so just chill. Guys, coming on next. He doesn't sound like that.
He does not sound like that.
He sounds more like a sort of Mansfield hybrid. So he was like, I'm not going to do an accent for you, Hugh, because I sound like shit as well. He goes, guys, I want my skit to be the best skit.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, yeah.
Pressure.
We try and make them better every time.
Yeah.
So obviously we'd like it to be good. I had a really good idea for Hugh's skit.
Yeah.
Well, I say it's a really good idea. Yeah, have I told you about it?
No.
I have, you've just forgotten, because it probably wasn't that memorable.
Wasn't that good then?
It was strong.
Yeah.
Don't ever embarrass me on the podcast again. It was strong, so basically green, venomous. It was a strong skit, but he wants a different one. Like he wants a regular one, and he was like, I want to do one with a rugby ball. I didn't understand how that worked.
No.
However, I'm sure he's got some ideas, but he also did say, I want to sit down with you this week and talk about it, which obviously I'm open to. That said, Hugh,
we're extremely busy individuals.
And you got to be on your A game, and you got to fucking organise it, because otherwise you're going to be fucking handed a script on fucking D-Day.
You got to.
It's going to be D-Day. You're going to get your script, and you're going to go do this shit. A little bit of improv here is absolutely fine. Yeah. We're going to all do this in one take if possible, and we're going to edit it the same day. So you need to bring your fucking A game, son.
Yeah. You just be prepared for a haphazard 24-hour fucking process, and that's it.
And that's it. Whatever you've got is your bit of culture.
Look, we don't have time to do this, all right? This podcast is eating into our time. So you fucking better enjoy it.
We make time for it. We like doing it. It's great. All this shit, jokes aside. That said, the D-Day shit wasn't a joke.
Yeah. Ask Rod.
Ask Rod, bro.
No one's
we literally decided on the Monday. No. That was different because that was brewing.
That was brewing. That was episode 3. Been in the week since about the
probably
third
longer.
Week. Yeah.
Oh no, episode 3. Yeah.
Because I think we started to kick in about episode 3.
Yeah. That said, all right, whatever. That's my little Hugh segment out of the way. Guess next week we think it's Hugh, unless quarantine kicks in.
Yeah.
Brad, I fucking manifested Brad Deer.
You manifested Brad Deer into existence.
I said last week on the We Made a Music, check out that, it's a fucking good episode. I said last week, after we had TK Lee in, shout out Lee, big boy, big spender. Don't know why I said that, a bit weird.
Yeah,
Brad Deer was my next Forford.
Your next target.
Yeah, because I thought Brad Deer is a fucking cool dude. We went to school with him. He's got his own little gig going.
Yeah.
Oh shit, I didn't mean to insult you there. Little gig. You ain't got a little gig, you got a gig. I just did a Harry Ward. You do this part-time. Nah, he ain't got his little gig. He's a prestigious man.
He's a part-time gigger.
Yeah, I don't think he is. I think he did it full-time to be fair to after that fucking conversation.
Yeah.
And he's coming on 7th of April, the second episode of Sunday Night Live. He's going to fucking play. The Smoke Machine will be out again. And it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, hopefully.
Dan Gleeson even said, shout out Dan Gleeson, I'm not going to keep quoting the episode because it's like a footnote of a fucking essay. Footnotes, episode 14 when he... No.
I went to university and know what a footnote is.
I'm going to Google it on my phone after this episode. So basically, he did that shit. Dan Gleeson, he's going to be our live audience member.
Oh, nice.
Second,
Why?
I don't know. I was just like, do you want to... Because I go, in the group chat, I was like, Brad Deer's coming on the 7th.
Yeah.
Hype. Because we're moving out of our friendship group now.
Yeah.
I go, Brad Deer's coming on the 7th. Dan goes, do you mean Flame On? I went, yes, Flame On. He goes, I'll be there.
Awesome.
So Dan Gleeson obviously wants to watch Flame On.
Yeah.
Shout out Brad Deer, that's his nickname. Don't know how we got it. Might be rude. Don't know, Brad, if you're watching.
Does he know that's his nickname?
No, I don't know. This is why this is why I'm just saying now. But also, I haven't dug into the context as to why.
Why was he called Flame On?
I don't know. I didn't ask.
Did
he just went, yes, Flame On.
Did he?
No. I remember Dan doing some shit where he's like, Flame On. I don't know.
It's
weird. I don't know. Shout out, Brad. No offense if that was meant to be offensive to you, but I think it was just an endearing nickname that Dan Gleeson came up with.
Yep. Blame Dan.
Right. So that's my ad lib. Going back to the weddings because I was enjoying that topic.
Were you?
Yes.
Yeah. What did you want to know?
I want to know. Okay, I'm going to caption.
Purple.
Do you want to put the other ones on?
Yeah, put them on.
This is weddings. This is weddings. Wedding topic. Ooh, wedding topic.
This is some high tech shit.
Back at it. So basically, in terms of the weddings, what I was saying is this. Do you recommend getting married? How many of the weddings that you have, Vicar? How many of the people that you've married, Vicar? Because obviously we said he shoots weddings, he's a vicar. Are those the people that do it?
Yeah, vicars.
Pastors.
Yeah, bit of pastor sauce.
So Vicar Ward obviously marries
registers.
Obviously Harry's a register on the offenders list, so he basically does weddings. He shoots a wedding. Now, do you recommend getting married?
If you're into it, yeah. Yeah, I do recommend it, and I couldn't sit here and say no because I would be defeating the whole object of my career path.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I'm asking.
You got to want to buy into it. What you're selling, Grant Cardone,
of course.
101.
Grant Cardone, Panic Attack. Oh, yeah.
I would. You know what? It's. I tell you what, it's odd. You know, on the day and everyone's there and everyone's just in a highly emotional but positive state. It's extremely nice to be around. And like when you work at weddings, it's just really like you're working fast and hard to get everything done. But like because everyone's in such a good mood and they're enjoying it, it's always a real pleasure to be there. The only time that I ever don't enjoy weddings is when someone's in a bad mood or they're arsey or they've got like a wedding event planner that's kind of on you, but they rarely are because they're more they're chilled. You know, people get a bit snappy with you just because you like this all the time. Then if someone like gets a bit ratty, a bit catty even, you're just like, oh, just fucking what's the point? You know what I mean? Just enjoy yourself. So I would recommend it. It's not for everyone. But I think that everything that it embeds in us and ensues in like what it represents as a kind of creation of a family and the solidity of that, it's important for people, and I think it's necessary. And I would be hypocritical to say I'd be against it, really. Yeah. And I never really felt it, until you're because I mean, obviously my parents split up a couple of years back.
Yeah.
I think when you realise that, it actually reinforces
Yeah.
the feelings of family.
Yeah.
And you kind of want that more, not necessarily want that more, but you realise the importance of it because you have a strong safety network of close family members. Some of them you might hate and they might be dysfunctional. But there's, but it all works and you're all still a family. And I think that's the importance of a wedding. It solidifies that. And I think it's an important, I don't think it's important to, I think I do think it's important to get married before you, have kids as well. I think that's an important first step. Commit to the relationship and then you go on to that.
Dangerous territory. Joking.
It doesn't bother me. Does it? No, I don't mean it.
So obviously, I've left my little one at home, and I'm joking.
Your twins are doing alright.
No, I get what you're saying.
Why are you?
Against I don't know. I don't really care enough about it as a concept to. What I will say is, I don't like. I just don't like the monetary stuff.
The what?
The monetary stuff.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like shout out Jay, but like Jay's dad's got a good relationship with his girlfriend. They ain't got married. I'm sure you won't be offended me saying this, Jay. Shout out Mark Lloyd. He was the guy who FaceTimed me and started insulting me, and we just started roasting each other. That was how we got arrested. Episode 4. So basically, that was that, and he has a really strong relationship with this woman, not toxic at all, really nice atmosphere, really lovely lady. He's sort of a nice dude and whatnot. And they've just felt that they haven't needed it. It's not been necessary. And I'm not speaking for Mike here. But obviously when you are, but he was prior divorced.
Yeah.
So the implications after being divorced and then getting back into that, you would probably have a different outlook.
100%. I don't think it's like my parents, they would never do it.
No.
But then it was also I think people get confused. It's they think that they hate marriage, but it's they just couldn't. It was the relationship, not the marriage. Do you know what I mean? The marriage is more of a symbol of the relationship. Do you not think though that the dynamic, even at a purely base psychological level of marrying someone, it does instill a sentiment of finality to it? Even because before you, in the back of your head, you're always going, well, worst case scenario, this doesn't work. I'll pack my bags. You know what I mean? We get out, we split our separate ways, we do whatever we do. But now it's hey, it ain't that easy. But the that's the point though, is with marriage, and that's the idea, is that you're cutting that off.
You're sacrificing for that time.
Yeah, and it's like you said there, some people might say it's a sacrifice, some people would just, don't want that. You know what I mean? It's that anxiety and whatnot that goes with not being married, say.
Yeah.
People probably want to get rid of that and solidify and say, this is this, and making a statement of, and a declaration of our union. And that's what it is, it's it's a commitment to another person. And I think that it's from a societal point of view, it's the kind of cornerstone of society. I think marriage is the cornerstone of a good functioning society, but also a family. And you just got to, and people work well together. And I think that binding them like that works, but not for everyone. You know what I mean? It's it doesn't faze me if people aren't, but there is a sense of finality to it. But people don't see it as a sense of finality. They see it more as a stepping stone. And I think that that's probably more important than finality. Do you know what I mean? It's not a write-off in finality. It's just a union, a binding.
No, I agree. But I feel like there is an overwhelming sentiment that it is. I mean, even from a cultural sense of, any jokes that are formed from it, as a union. It's like,
there is.
I mean, like, I think, I get what you're saying. I agree. I think that I think there is an element of sacrifice, not a bad sacrifice. Not all sacrifice is bad.
No, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, not all sacrifice is, I can't do this anymore. It's a willing sacrifice.
Yeah.
To some degree, it's like dedicating a portion of your life to a certain person. But then again, if you're in a relationship with someone, you're already doing that, to be honest.
Well, exactly. I mean, the only difference really is between being in a relationship and being married is essentially the legalities of it.
Yeah.
And the... that is it really, and the financial union. That's the only difference. But a lot of people kind of have something like that going beforehand. It's just that can't be held accountable by the law. So, and if you break up, you don't have to speak to a lawyer. That's the real difference. But I don't know. I don't know. It's not that I think there's any finality to it. I just think it's just another journey, and I think a lot of people it's happening later and later now. The average age, I think even in the 70s was 21. Now it's 31, I think, or 30 for people getting married.
Living longer as well, though, aren't they? Like,
people are living longer.
To some degree.
People don't have to grow up as quickly now.
People
as well.
spend their 20s fucking everything, don't they?
Exactly. So, and I think that is also the difference. There's a huge level of acceptance of your age with marriage, I think. It's like, okay, now it's one of those things, like we talked about it when we hit 25, and it's like, I think the same thing happens when you get married. Do you know what I mean? It's like, okay, this is it now. I've made my bed. I've chosen it. I'm going to work it. And I don't mean that in a bad way.
No.
I just mean that, like, these are the decisions that I have made, and everything in my life has come to this moment. I'm going to go with it or back off and do something else. And
I can get behind all that. I'm not in any form of disagreement. I think if that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do, and that's absolutely fine. If you don't, you don't. Whatever. That I don't like the monetary based stuff, like the 50. I don't like it. Like, I don't think it's fair.
No, it's.
I would sign a prenup.
Yeah.
I think prenups get a lot of fucking stick, but I think they're.
No, I think
they're 100%.
Very...
Like, if you're gonna get married, like, but it's the same with relationships, isn't it? It's like, don't talk to me about them. But that said, like, you set your boundaries to some degree, and you know what you want from each other, and then you enact within those boundaries. And then when someone strays from out them, you go, hey. I was like, we both know the deal here. Like, maybe that wasn't on, or I wasn't on, and you work from that. That said, is a prenup just not more of an exacting of that? Do you know what I mean? Like,
it's a legal exacting of it.
Like, if you're going to do the whole thing, do the whole fucking thing. That's the way I look at it. It's like the amount of people that get married, fucking get divorced, kick themselves, fucking dirt broke. And then, like, blame the marriage. It's like, I get it. Like, I'm not saying it was a marriage. I'm not saying it was her. I'm not saying it was you. I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying this could all be avoided with a nice little neat prenup.
Yeah. No, I agree. I mean, the problem is when people hit their flipping midlife crisis, isn't it? And prenups are out the window by that point.
Oh, are they?
Well, they only last a certain amount of years. You've got to sign it. Yeah. So,
shit.
So you can have.
That.
Yeah. So
Bezos could have saved a lot of cash.
Yeah, exactly. Well, there was I can't remember. Was it Hugh Hefner? He had a 10-year prenup.
Is he Playboy?
Yeah, Playboy. Yeah, he had a 10-year prenup, and then she left him after 10 years.
Yeah, you could have seen that. In this
it's like. So it's John Cleese, it depends, I think it's actually harsher in America than it is in the UK. I think the UK is actually more lenient towards in the States, isn't it? It's more you go to court, whoever's got the best lawyer, you fight over, whereas here it's a bit more set in stone. You start from a point of 50-50 and work back.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it's not nice because you both lose massively and you think you're winning. Like one, but no one.
The whole sentiment of marriage story.
Yeah, no, but the reality of it is that no, you don't think that. The thing is, you both feel you're losing, and you are both losing. Yeah, and so what happens is that you're just fighting over
scraps.
scraps, essentially. But the scraps are
worth your life. But you've worked your life. This is the thing. It's like you've worked your life to get to that point in which you were then sort of devouring each other's shit.
Yeah, you've worked on your entire life on the premise that you're a union, and now one of you's going back on it.
This is also the premise though that it ends like that. That said, what is the current divorce rate?
I don't know.
So it's 50. I thought it was actually.
I don't actually.
UK divorce rate. Just out of interest.
It's quite difficult to.
I'm just trying to obviously.
UK divorce rate, because they might say it's so many a year, but
it's not an exact.
According to recent divorce statistics, 42% of marriages in England and Wales end in divorce. 102,000 couples divorced in 2017.
102,000.
Yeah,
it's a lot.
Yeah, it is a lot. To say that,
obviously divorce rate's going up. Do you know if it's gone back down? Because normally, like, it depends. Obviously, it's a societal thing to some degree and a generational thing. The divorce rate, though, my brain.
This is funny though. I just dive in. Is that I was looking at this graph, and it massively dips throughout the 2008. 2009.
Because then everyone gets divorced then?
No, I mean, like, it goes down because everyone's having a bad time.
Again, hard times breed hard people.
Yeah, exactly. And it spikes.
Soft people. And before that. Like, when you've got to fucking make it work and hunker down, you're going to.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the thing. And I think a lot of it is like people running out of stuff to do. It's like, this is the thing. It's like, it happens in the past, doesn't it? But just going back to humans before time, what do they do? They fight the bloody neighbours. Do you know what I mean? And it's like, until you stop fighting them, then it gets smaller.
That's an interesting point, because, like, talking about the whole, like, a conflict-based, talking about two entities going out as a conflict-based, let me expand that to a wider point.
You can see out of interest there that in the 1970s, when the no-fault divorce law in the US went in, and I think that's to say that you can get divorced without someone being at fault for a particular thing, then they spiked.
Cool. Which is like all the guilty fuckers were like...
Well, before you could only do it adultery, or... There's three things.
Hit me up with a red.
What was it? I think adultery... and something out. Those two other things.
Right.
You couldn't just go out because you didn't want it anymore.
Me bringing that to a wider point. You're talking about how people, the conflict between one another's neighbours. You conflict today, not today. This week, this month, this year, this quarter, probably maybe longer. Is the first year where there is a world uniting around a common enemy. So, like, the last pandemic, talking about pandemics, the last pandemic is 1918.
Really?
Spanish flu, 1918.
Really?
Global pandemic. I think so. No, there was, like, AIDS pandemic, the Ebola pandemic.
Yeah.
I feel like to this scale, in terms of the action taken across borders, this is probably not comparable. To be honest, I'm chatting out my fucking arse. I don't know the facts. I'm just going to catch myself there. The last global pandemic to that scale, maybe, I don't know, Spanish flu 1918. Whatever. You're looking 100 years later. Everyone in their lifetime now, unless you're 111 or some shit, would be dead. So essentially, it's the first time people within the world are, doing stuff or counteracting these measures for this pandemic. So it's like, this is interesting as a historical landmark because it's the first time that there is some form of common ground and unity. It's like world pandemic, objectively bad. Quarantine measures to prevent, save lives, objectively good.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, you have the first phenomenon of objectively bad, good. It's not like Iraq, where it's like people go, that was objectively good, that was objectively bad. It's not like 9/11, where even two parties would go, that was objective. I'm not saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, there is a complete solidity in terms of people's objective understanding of what is bad and good as a phenomenon, whereby which hasn't occurred.
Yeah, but then even that, it gets flipped, doesn't it? I mean, I
know there's them schisms within it, and people go, yeah, but
yeah, I mean, it's like I read an article. Like I said, I didn't even read the article because I couldn't be bothered to even give it a click. But it was like, this pandemic is evident. Mostly, it shows for being disproportionate wealth and stuff like that. It's like
that was mental. That was mental.
What I just said, or the actual article?
The fucking article. That's mental.
I know. It's like you're trying to say that it's disproportionately attacking poorer victims, and that's a fault of society. It's like, stop. What you do is current issue.
Inflate to an ideological purpose.
Yeah.
Every time. For no fucking reason.
Yeah, I know.
Every time.
Problem. Austerity is bad. This is austerity.
Okay, well, obviously there's some conflict of interest in terms of people not getting fucking hand sanitizer, but by and large, we're talking about something that's going to infect someone, regardless if they're fucking poor or rich.
No, exactly. It's like, you know what I mean? Jesus Christ. So, yeah, that pisses me off when people do that. But I think, yeah. I mean, then you have that. I think everyone's fighting towards. And I think that you get this throughout the world. Everyone's always fighting for the common cause, for a good cause. They just want the best cause, but they get caught up in the best way of.
I don't know if they do. You know, like I've been thinking about this. Yeah, and that like goes down to that old Batman analogy. Yeah. No, like I would 100% agree with the Batman analogy on this.
Which is.
Well, like some people do just want to see the world burn. Like there is no rhyme or reason.
Yeah,
like some people fucking hate themselves.
Yeah.
Like some people hate themselves. They hate other people as a result. And those people I've found are normally the ones that cloud themselves in like virtue and, you know, this is good, you know, fuck everyone who doesn't think this way. And like those type of people. And like I just think like they don't like themselves, and like as a result, like you can't want a common cause or any form of good in its commonality if you don't fucking like yourself.
Yeah.
And
I was completely forgot my point now, but no, I agree. That was it. It's like I read another one early on. It was saying coronavirus is this pandemic is great for the world because it's going to cut down pollution, and it's like, Jesus Christ. Do you know what I mean? It's like
they'll try and tie it anyway. And do you know what the funny thing is? After this debacle, the political landscape will never be the same again.
No, I don't.
I mean that from the sense of minor issues will seem so trivial now.
Yeah. And
I guarantee you that.
Yeah, I think that, it does, because it completely takes over the news, doesn't it? I mean, we've had Brexit for like 3 years straight now.
It's boring, isn't it? Like, you know, you've had Brexit for this time. Do you know what, though? It's funny, isn't it? Because, like, the you talk about, like, I'm not talking about the pandemic and such, but, like, you talk about fucking news cycles. I forgot that they were going ham on the whole World War III narrative.
Yeah.
Like, there's been so much proliferation.
Well, this is the thing, is that, like, we did the coronavirus fake news video early days, and
which was I'm gonna detail that, which was talking about the media proliferation, rather than it being not real. It was talking about specifically the proliferation in narratives which come as a result of something that's happened.
And now people are actually getting behind that and saying there is loads of fake news.
Yeah, of course
it's causing scares.
Yeah, of course.
And that's the thing, and it's like, you don't know what's real if you keep saying there's World War III's on the horizon, you keep saying we're going to war with Iran, you keep saying that everyone's nicking our oil, you keep saying that Donald Trump's trying to kill everyone and that Bojo's a Nazi.
Yeah.
Like, you can't sieve out the real from the fake.
What you've also got to realise is that they can't all be real. Do you know what I mean? It's like those people and those narratives cannot all consistently be real.
Yeah.
It's just not feasibly possible for them to exist in the same universe.
Yeah, I know.
Being all fucking authentic and real.
I know. Well, it's like I mean, we saw it the other day, and it's like everything's like a hyperbole of itself. Like when the news get it, it's like we're listening to Bojo's speech, about what they're going to do.
Oh yeah, let's talk about how this
then-
transpired actually
yeah,
within
and
our
then-
friendship group first. And
Yeah,
then-
yeah. But then we went on Facebook. 10,000 people have now got
Correct,
the
right.
disease, and it's like they didn't say that. They
No.
did not say that.
He
They
said it's likely 5 to 10 have, and the numbers are. But the thing is, sorry, I'm gonna go let you.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say it briefly because obviously, like, okay, so if people are symptomatic by and large, you can. It's like an iceberg effect. So the top, the peak, Titanic iceberg. Think about it, the peak and the what's submerged in the water, right?
Yeah.
The top peak is obviously going to be the severe cases which put themselves forward and want medical attention, or is moderate enough for them to be diagnosed.
Yeah, yeah.
There will be a vast swathe of cases under that, which are asymptomatic or people who just think they've got a cold or whatnot.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not defending Boris here because I actually think some of the ways he's handling shit is fucking shit, to be honest. Like, I do personally. I'm not saying everything he's doing bad. I just feel like he's a bit reactive rather than proactive in certain situations. That said, he was just that point of his speech. He was just detailing that there is suspected naturally, due to a scientific curve, that there will be more.
Yeah.
That's all.
The point was that they knew that about 500 or 1,000 people they suspected there could be around 10,000 based on their interactions with other people, but like you say, 90% of them, it won't be severe. It'll be like a cold. They probably won't be able to tell the difference. So, where do we go from there? And I was concerned before because I thought, okay, maybe it's better to just go into lockdown, cut it all off. And then I thought, I was at the wedding on Friday. I've been listening, loads of events have been cancelled. And I think it is more about just being socially aware because we haven't got a terribly dangerous strain by the sound of it here. The people that are...
It sounds like it's the 30% strain which was more virulent from Wuhan.
Yeah.
That made it out.
Yeah. So fingers crossed it's not as bad in terms of,
And don't fucking start screaming at us. Probably no one's going to comment anyway, but don't shit. Do you know what I mean? It's like, we know I've heard anecdotal stories from left, right, and centre.
Yeah.
But I've also heard anecdotal stories of people going, I didn't even fucking know I had it. So it's like there's a spectrum, right?
Yeah.
We understand there's a spectrum.
Yeah.
This isn't us downplaying it. This isn't us upplaying it.
And
this
also,
is
what's the date? It's the 15th of March, all right? Stuff's going to change. Like, don't hold us accountable if we're wrong. We're just two guys in a flipping garage.
They're small cocks.
With small cocks. So just calm down out there, all you 30 subs. So
40 plus, bro.
40 plus subs, boom.
Actually, we might attract that fucking guy who landed a comment last time.
No, yeah, said he had a brain injury.
It probably was me. I don't know if it was me. I seem to be talking mostly that episode.
Yeah, you do seem to be talking mostly that episode. The only reason I think is because you had did you have the headphones on in that?
I slur. Do you know what? You know when I have headphones on?
Yeah, you slur.
I slur my voice because I can't. My brain is like, because I've got a brain injury. I haven't. Fuck you. Sorry.
No, but you had the headphones on that were in the Atmos, which were like.
Half a second. Yes.
0.1 of a second delayed.
Can I just say, I was listening to the episodes whereby I had the headphones on, which is slightly delayed, and honestly, my voice does that because I'm trying to
you can't hear yourself, can you? Yeah.
So, and I was like, why am I speaking like that? And I was like, wow, it's because I'm actually delayed as fuck.
Yeah, and I was around there and I realised I wasn't as engaged. It was like I was listening, so it's like less like a conversation. So
yeah, we were going back to the schisms.
Yeah, no, because I was at the event, obviously, and it's like, okay, what do? They say, elderly people are high at risk. We advise you, to not stay at the event long. Go home early. Don't have any interactions with people. So and his grandparents, they were quite happy. They went to the ceremony and then they sat in like a greenhouse and had some food and and away. Came in for the speeches, and they just sat with the people that they know, and that's probably fine. That's taking necessary precaution. Then they went home. A lot of younger people are absolutely fine to that, and it's like if you know you've got it, stay in. Obviously, You just quarantine yourself, and that's the kind of the best way to do it. And I thought that the alternative, which is shutting down the country, shutting down events, we're quite aware in this country. We're quite a clean country. We're not like living in very, close proximity to one another. I think that we'll be fine doing that. I think that it's not necessary to shut down the country, but because you also see, it's like, okay, so Ollie and Ruth were married on Friday. They've gone to the airport last night, this morning. Empty.
Really?
Hardly anyone there. People wearing face masks. Like, people have stopped flying. They're worried about it, which is absolutely fine. That's what's going to happen. Like, the comparison is that if you just a lockdown, like those 10% of people.
Is everyone still working? Have they cut staff?
I don't know, but apparently they were sanitising everyone. Everyone's getting, sprayed, cleaned. So,
good.
they're doing their stuff is like without having to force people to stay inside their homes, essentially, and not go out. Because I think that's, if you just grind a country to a complete halt over it, it's like, then what happens if you stop it? We pick back up as a country, and then a plane load of people come in with it again. Then you're back doing it all over again. So it's like, stay in if you're ill. Don't go out if you've got any kind of respiratory problems. Stay inside. The old people's homes, cutting down visitors, don't let people in. Old people, stay inside.
And that's what they were saying as well, is that previously it was like people can be asymptomatic carriers, which is true to some degree. That said, I think it was like they've worked out that there are like 3 days where you are most when you they have worked out now that when you are most because previously they were like they didn't know, but it was like you are most infectious when you are most symptomatic. Like in a 3-day period apparently. Obviously you can still infect people, if I've just gotten over it and I'm going up to your face going it's likely you get it. But what I'm saying is like there is now, when they have isolated that there is a window by people, so like if people are showing symptoms, that genuinely means that they are most infectious. So obviously if they quarantine themselves, realistically what probably will happen, not probably will happen, but maybe what will, I don't want to say have to happen, but maybe what will occur is that basically enough people, essentially there'll be a curve, enough people will get it whereby, and then recover, whereby the bounce rate, the RO of the virus won't be able to travel. So obviously in clusters of communities where some people get it and then they recover, the chances of viral spreading when more people have had it naturally declines. So I think that obviously it's going to go up. I'm not just regurgitating Boris Johnson now, it's going to go up. A lot of people have recovered, sadly.
70,000 people now have recovered.
75, I thought it was 75.
Yeah, it was yesterday.
Again, it's probably a lot more because you're not accounting for the undiagnosed cases, which are probably astronomical.
And it was 120,000 now people. So it's not.
No, obviously, I'm not going to go into it's this, it's that, because I'm not a medical expert. That said, just looking at the stats and what he said. But this comes to the wider point. This came to the media cycle thing, didn't it?
Yeah. And like, it's all, I think it's like, I was just looking at the stats and like you said about the AIDS pandemic in 2005 to 8, 36 million people died. 36 million people.
If we had social media for proliferation at that point in fucking time, you would not leave your room.
No. I mean, the only, like you would have been terrified of needles, everything, like
sitting on public transport, touching people, shaking hands. Because you don't know what fucking, like, I'm not gonna lie, like they're going, it's only transferred by body fluids, but fuck me, if someone spits on their hand or something and fucking shakes it, it's like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's still transferable, it's not as transferable, and like,
I think it's only blood though.
I know it, and like,
I can't remember seeing,
isn't it like sexual fluids as well?
Yeah, sexual fluids and blood, and then like apparently,
but I don't know why I know this, terrified.
Bucket load of saliva.
But
apparently.
You'd still be fucking terrified.
You would be,
because it's like, look at the stats.
And I know, it's like, and I was just looking then, it's like the bubonic plague in the 1300s. went on for like nearly 10 years, I think. 10 years, yeah. Black Death, 1346 to 1353.
Yeah, I'm actually going to say something as well.
200 million people.
How funny is this? I saw a Grant Cardone live stream pop up.
Yeah.
And a dude from Italy commented. And he was like fucking saying to Grant, like, shut the fuck up, basically. He was like, Grant, stop panicking. I'm literally in the heart of it in Italy. It's all fine. Business going as usual.
Yeah.
Like, we're actually doing better in some ways. Obviously treat it seriously, but this is ridiculous or something like that. I just messaged the dude after.
Did you?
I was like, oh, mate, I was scrolling through. I was like, I saw your comment. I was like, I hope everything's good. And he was like, yes, absolutely fine here, Joe. Again, treat it seriously, but we're enjoying ourselves and making the most of it here. So I was like, oh, interesting.
Well, I was speaking to Annie's cousin who's lives in Vietnam. He's not living there at the moment, but all the schools there have been shut since January.
Since Norm.
Since Norm. Yeah, they've been shut since January. So they're kind of, the thing is though, is that they're so built up and close to one another. They're really community driven. Yeah. And it's like, if it gets in a school, it's like not necessarily that it's in a school, and it's like if it gets in a school, all the kids get it and then go back home. Do you know what I mean? Sure. So it's like, what do? Do you here in the UK, I don't think it would get to like as bad as it could be there, but because they haven't got the kind of structure to sustain it. But I don't know how bad it is over there. I don't know what the stats are, but I haven't really heard anything.
Well, South Korea is like smashing in terms of what they've done, and it seems to be their method is the most, not the most. I'm trying to find the. It seems to me their method is the most efficient.
In what way? What are they?
Which is drastically up the circulation of test kits and test people every fucking day, free of charge, even with any minor symptoms or whatever. Because then the cause and effect of isolation and quarantine is like addressed to the nth degree. And you just soak those costs and do it.
Yeah.
And their cases are going down, and the cases that came in were from people travelling from Italy.
Really?
So it's like they're on top of it.
Yeah, that's the thing. You can contain it. I think
that's like you can sort of almost continue as normal to some degree if you bump up drastically the testing. You get tested, because then it's like, oh shit, I'm ill, let me quarantine myself.
Yeah. I think.
But if people don't know, then they're fucking running around. That's the problem.
Yeah.
It's like if they don't know.
Yeah.
It's not so much the people who are moderate and like, shit, I don't feel good, I'm going to stay in bed. It's like the people who aren't moderate, which is a vast majority of the cases, whereby people are like, well, I don't fucking know. Like, and if the government's not enabling those people to find out, then fuck me, you can have a high transmission rate off the bat.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And that's where I listened to what he had to say, and I was like, that was the one thing I thought. It was like, Boris, I get what you're saying, bro. That said, dude, if you look at what countries are doing prior and during and currently, what has been effective is to massively, drastically bump up the testing.
Yeah.
And that's why I would say I would have very much followed that pattern.
Yeah.
If you're going to almost carry on as normal, then at least drastically bump up the testing.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. I think so. It's I think everyone, at least at the bare minimum, everyone coming into the country should get tested. I think at
the bare minimum, screened, temperature checks, everything.
Yeah, and then you can kind of because then at least you know that you've only got the problem with the individuals inside the country, and obviously.
The thing is as well, people are like, oh, yeah, NHS is going to need all this stuff, and it will, but like, just don't let it get that bad. Do you know what I mean? Like, just test people now.
Yeah.
So that you can quarantine those individuals, so you don't have a massive peak.
Yeah.
It's like, just test them.
But like, the most socially responsible thing you can do is just, not interact with anyone that you don't really know. Do you know what I mean? At this
Grandparents.
point?
Stay inside.
Yeah.
Travel when you need to.
Yeah.
But limit yourselves. Wash your hands as such. Soap. No? Get under the nails. All that shit. And go hard in there. rinse it off, knock it with your elbow, hit it back with your elbow, whatever. I'm not paid for that, and that might be wrong, but I've been doing it like that, and I've been ill all the time. So you might want to listen to someone else.
Well, my hands have started to get eczema, which is never
mine
happened.
chaps full.
Man, I absolutely, like, they were really hurting the other day.
Yeah.
Because they were red all the way around it. But
Yeah.
no, alright. And like, yeah, it really put me at ease actually going to that wedding and the events and speaking to other people.
I thought you'd come back thinking...
I was praying before. I was like,
Yeah,
seriously, like, what's going to happen? Because if they start banning events, I'll be out of work
Yeah,
for a period of time.
4 years.
Yeah. I haven't got bookings for 4 years. No, yeah, so I was like, this is a bit tricky. Could be tricky, but do you want a new colour?
Yeah, blue. Yeah.
Popping.
More melancholy. Timing.
What time are we on? 1 o'clock, 1:05. I don't know how long we've been going for actually, because I can't see the screen from back here.
Been about an hour and a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, you want to call it?
Yeah. I feel like that was a short and sweet segment. This episode might have seemed like a filler episode, and full transparency, to some degree it was. Do you know what I mean? Like, not in a bad sense, but like...
Yeah, but I don't think it is, because like, we started doing this on our own as ourselves, and now it's kind of that we've got all the guests in all the time as the main event. It's like, it's not really that... It's not that when we do it, this should be the main thing, and when we have other people, it should be a special.
It just feels... No, it just felt today... It felt today underwhelming to some degree, but that's because like we knew we hadn't got the scare.
Yeah.
That like we weren't like as prepped. Like there was stuff, and also I'm not gonna lie, like this has to some degree affected, and I'm not being a victim. I'm just saying this has some degree affected. You know what we're talking about, because normally we want to have like a laugh and joke around.
Yeah.
Fuck about, talk about some funny shit, and be a bit more comedic about stuff. That said, the overwhelming... Can't find the word for it. I'm going to say sentiment again. The overwhelming sentiment, maybe nationwide at the moment, is like quite...
Angsty.
It's quite angsty, it's quite irritable.
Yeah.
It's quite...
Everyone's in limbo.
as well. Yeah, it's a limbo phase.
Everyone's in limbo.
And like, I couldn't even fucking find any funny shit to talk about.
No. It was really... I've been like, not down, but like melancholy all week, because I've been like
down this week, but
I
like
just don't know what's going on.
Down, like I've bumped out of it now because I'm like gone into like
Friday put me in a really good mood, and but when I met with someone on Tuesday, she was like, I might just shut up shop for like the whole month just to get like, I don't want to risk it. She owns yoga studio. She was like, I don't want people coming in like loads of people. She's like, she's quite, I wouldn't say, it's like she would say she's a bit OCD, and loves, like, doesn't love clean, but she's like, I need to clean everything. Do you know what I mean? Not like crazy, but she was going around and spent like 40 minutes cleaning all the doorknobs. She kept making me wash my hands and stuff like that. Like, but when you're like that and you like get,
you might as well shut shop though. Like no, for her,
for ease of mind.
If she's feeling that bad and she's trying to control everyone coming in and out, it's like just shut yourself down for a little bit. You're gonna survive. Eat your profits of it. Soak it up.
Yeah.
It's not ideal, but then again, the peace of mind she's gonna gain from that is gonna give her another fucking couple months to her life anyway. So like.
Yeah, that's the thing. The last thing you want is to get stressed about it, and I think that's what's gonna take its toll on people. Probably it will really wind and grind people down. But it's like I was speaking to people at the wedding venue yesterday, I spoke to the photographer, I was speaking to the other, like the hair and makeup, and they're like, we're just gonna see like what happens with the it's more with the venues. It's like the venues choosing to cancel because they're the ones bringing in all the stuff.
Like, I don't like the sentiment, and I know that dude's been doing the videos online.
Oh yeah.
That dude's been doing videos online, the doctor dude. I'm not roasting the guy, like I think he's great, like in the information thing, but like
very informative.
Yeah, this whole like constant repeated narrative of like everyone needs to be doing more. It's like, dude, what do you expect?
Yeah.
You've got a nation of people who, by and large, some people consume a lot of music, a lot of people don't. A lot of people are in different local vicinities. There's a different culture there. people are going to be people.
Yeah.
They're going to travel about, they're going to do all this shit, regardless of what you tell them, until you literally lock them down.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like, there's no point going, we all need to be responsible. Look, the people who want to be more responsible are going to be. The people who aren't, you can't take a horse to water, but you can't make them drink.
Yeah,
you know
I think the only thing that
point.
people are obviously avoiding airports and public transport and stuff like that, being with people that they don't know. But it's like, everyone that I spoke to before that wedding, for example, said, I'm not shaking anyone's hand, not touching.
Yeah.
5 minutes into it, they're hugging and kissing everyone. They're not bothered. Like, they're not.
And they forget.
Yeah, and it's just like, you're just part of it. And it's like, you don't want the hysteria of we can't touch one another, we can't speak. Like, you don't want that illness kind of looming over like events like that, because it just kills them off. But I think all the big events like the NEC, sporting events and stuff like that, I think that's a wise idea. One guy has it in there, you're getting it to thousands of people. That's a wise idea.
I mean, you might not, you don't know, do you? You
don't know.
That's the thing. It's like there hasn't been enough science done. It's like one person who has in there, he might give it to free.
Yeah, he might only give it to the people he touches.
Yeah.
But then it's like,
I'm not saying that's good. I'm saying that's still a risk.
But it's like, I went to pick up a Chinese last night, and it's like, what if that guy has it? Do you know what I mean? And he's like, taking my card out of the hand, giving me the card machine and passing me the stuff.
You can't stop.
Yeah, no, and I was just like, and I just kept looking at it, thinking, I can't get out of this without touching him. And I hate touching Chinese people. That's not.
Got to caption that with a joke.
Yeah, I know.
Because people clip that and it will just be hell.
Yeah.
You find yourself on Drama Alert going, look at these fucking failed ass YouTubers.
You started on Chinese people. Yeah. No, if you took that the wrong way, then you're an idiot.
Yeah, you are. And thanks for joining us today. It's been episode 18 of the Sunday Roast. Thoroughly enjoyable. Hopefully next week will be, and I'm not going to apologise for our behaviour this week, because I hope you enjoyed it and it's been fairly informative and we've had a good time. That said, next week we're going to fucking hopefully drop a mixtape finally. Finally, Yodel Kids featuring. No, he's not. That was a lie. I wish he was. Episode 18 wrapping up now. Thank you very much. Hate.com coming very soon. It was delayed partially this week because of all the bollocks. That said, we're coming at your shoes.
Thank you very much for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button, notification bell, and
start hitting that, because actually loads of our viewers, I hate saying that, makes me cringe. But that said, no, seriously, it's like, what is it, like 70% unsubscribe?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, like there's loads, man.
Just sub.
Fucking do it.
Just give us a sub.
Please,
give us a
baby.
sub so we can quit our jobs.
Please, daddy.
And just do this full time.
Right, thanks for that.
Thank you very much. Goodbye.
There you go.